Hello student, today in this class we are going to design a complete website having 4 menu using the HTML and CSS. So this class is specially for the beginners. So I am going to use very basic HTML code and CSS property to design a complete website. In my previous lectures I have taught you how you can use the HTML different tags, and also I have discussed about the CSS property and value, CSS selector, type of CSS. All these things has been discussed in the previous classes, right? So in this class we are going to create a very simple looking website having 4 separate pages interlinked with 4 menu having a proper smooth navigation bar. So without wasting any more time, let us start. So the first and the most important HTML tag, that is root HTML tag, right? So HTML opening and closing tag, right? So inside I will have the head, and below the head we are going to have the body. Inside the head we will have a title tag, and let us name a title. So this website which I am preparing today will be dedicated to a legendary cricketer, Rahul Dravid, who used to be playing cricket in early days, right? So I have collected some information from the internet about Rahul Dravid. So by gathering those information I am going to design this website. Okay, so let us name this title as Rahul Dravid. The wall. So normally Rahul Dravid, he was called as a wall. So this will be the title, right? So he used to be a great cricketer in early days. Not now, he is not playing cricket now. Now he is working as a head coach of Indian team. So first thing I will do, I will take a div. Div opening tag and div closing tag. So I will name this div as, so I am using the ID selector, right? So ID selector. So this will be the menu div, right? So I will name this div as menu div, right? Or I will give header. So name will be header, right? Fine. Now below this header div I will create another div, right? So I will name this div as this will be the mid container. Okay, the name of this div will be the mid container. So I am going to divide a page into 3 separate part. The first part will be the header, so middle part will be the mid container, and the last part, which will be at the bottom of the page, that will be footer. So you can see I have taken 3 div, right? And I will name this div as footer, right? So you can watch out over here that I have taken 3 div. That is why I want to divide this page into 3 part, right? So if I go and watch how it appears, so you can see the name of the this page I have given home.html, right? So let me see what it appears now. So we can only see the title, right? Rahul Dravid the wall. So we can see the title, but you can see I have created this 3 div, but that is not shown over here, right? Because I have to apply the CSS. Unless I apply CSS, this div will not be visible in the browser, right? So to write the CSS, I will be using the internal way of writing CSS. Style opening tag, style closing tag. Inside the style I will write header, header. So why I have written? Because I will write CSS for this div. The name of the div is header. I am using the ID selector. ID selector will be called by this hash. This hash referred as this is the ID selector which I am calling, right? So I will be now writing the CSS for this header div, right? So first I will make it a border 1 px solid black. So 1 px solid black border. So let me see how it appears. A line will appear, right? So now I will give the height of the border. Height will be, let's say I will take the height of 70 px height. So now we can see 70 px height, it has been taken. So you can see 100% width. So I will give width also, width. So I will be using the calc method, right? And what it does, so this method is used to deduct px from percentage. The only way we can deduct px from percentage by using the calc method, right? So 100% width, 100% minus 2px. So why I have written like this 100% minus 2px? Because I have taken border. So if you watch the border, it has border surrounded this div, right? Top border, bottom border, left border and right border. So you can see 1px border it has at the left and 1px border it has at its right. Can you see that? It has border in all 4 sides. So 1px at the left, 1px at the right. These 2px I have to deduct. So 2px I have deducted from 100%. So it will be not 100%, but I have deducted 2px from the 100%. 2px of border that I have deducted, right? So this will be the width. Now I will write the CSS for the footer div. So here I will write #footer, footer. So I will simply copy this thing, right? So header and footer will have same top and height and width, everything, right? So if I do that, you can see header and footer, right? So in between it has the container. So here I will add the container, meet container, this thing. So if I write the CSS for meet container, if I copy the CSS code and paste it over here, okay, so it will simply look like this, but the meet container size must be increased, right? So I want that the meet container size will increase to this much, right? I want to have this 3 part of section in a single page. To do that, I have to increase the height, but how much I do need to increase the height? That is the question. So you have to do a simple calculation, right? Let me show you how you can do the calculation. So I will open a notepad. See what I need here. I want that this 3 part of the page, all these three part, header, meet container and footer, will fit to the skin, will fit to the skin. If I simply write height is say 1600 px, so you can see the height will increase to 1600 px. Then you can see this page is not fit to one frame, so I have a scrolling bar at my right. So this is a vertical scrolling bar. I have to scroll the page up and down. You can do that, but I want all these three parts should fit in a single frame, right? So how can I do that? If I write here 100%, if I write here simply 100%, then also it will not fit. So you can see the height of the meat container that I have set to 100%, but it also include the top header and the footer. That is why I had a scroll bar, that is a vertical scroll bar at my right, because still the page is not fitted in one skin, right? To get it fit, I have to give exact value parameter. So let me show you how you can do this calculation. So here I will write header. So header height I have given 70 px, right? This is the height of the header. Now header also has border, that is border top and border bottom, right? That is how much? 2 px. 2 px. It includes border top and border bottom. Border top 1 px, 1 px, and border bottom, that is also 1 px. So this includes 2 px, right? So this thing we have to deduct, and some more thing we have to deduct. Let me show you. Footer, same parameter has been assigned to the footer. So for the footer I have to deduct same thing, right? Let me name this as footer. Okay, for the footer, so how much? Just calculate. 72 and 72, 144, but still something is left. So this meat container also has a border, right? This meat container also has a border. So right here, so border for meat container, that also we have to deduct. Border for meat container we have to deduct, right? So you can see the exact calculation. This much we have to deduct, that is for the header 70 px, that is width we have to deduct. For the footer 70 px, not width, it is height, sorry, it is height, it is also height 70 px height we have to deduct. Header, for the header 70 px width we have to 70 px height again, that for the footer, and top border and bottom border 2 px. For the footer also we need to deduct the same, top border and bottom border. And meat container also has a border top 1 px, border bottom 1 px, total 2 px. So this thing we have to deduct. So if I deduct all these things, how much? The total, how much deduction is required? Total deduction, calculate this. 70 70 140, right? 70 70 right here like this, 6 and 1 4, right? So this much deduction is required. So this much deduction you have to do. 146 px to be exact reduction of height. So this thing I will deduct 140 px using the calc method. So let me show you. Using the calc method, height 100% minus 146 px. So by using the calc method we can deduct px from 100%. From percentage we can deduct px by using the calc method. Only by this way we can deduct pixel from percentage. So you can see both are separate unit, right? This is percentage unit, this is px unit. So only by using this calc method we can do this work, right? So now let us see how it looks. Now you can see that that vertical bar which was appearing before, that disappeared, right? The vertical bar has disappeared only because this layout has fit to my page, right? So if I just make it 5, I just have changed 6 to 5, that means 1 px less I have deducted from the height of 100%. What will happen? So you can see for 1 px this bar, that is the vertical bar, has appeared again only for 1 px. So that means this is to be exact calculation which we have done, right? So it has to be 146 px to be exact, which you need to deduct as per the calculation is concerned. Then only we can remove this vertical scroll bar. So right now another thing, let me show you. Inside this header I will create a menu bar. So menu bar will have 4 menu, right? And the right side of the header I will keep a div, that is logo, right? Here I will place a logo, and here I will keep a menu, right? In the header I will create 2 parts. So let me create 2 separate parts in the header, right? So again I will take 2 div. See, I have taken 1 div, I will copy and I will make it a 2 div. So 2 div I have taken inside the header, right? So let me name this div as, I will be using the ID selector. Now I will name this div as menu. This will be menu div, and this will be logo, right? Menu and logo, right? So now here, instead of using div I can simply use the UL selector. I think that will be better. So let me use the UL selector, right? Unordered list. So in the previous class, just 2 or 3 class before the previous one, I have taught you that using the unordered list how you can create the website menu. The same thing I am going to apply over here. So using the unordered list I am going to create a website menu. So here how many menu we are going to have? I told you 4 menu. Unordered list will contain the list item. Unordered list will contain the list item. So you can see, I told you there will be 4 menu. So menu will be home, right? The next menu will be about, and here it will be gallery, and the last one will be contact. So there will be 4 menus, right? I have taken 4 lists inside the unordered list. So you can watch out inside the head I have unordered list, also have taken a div, right? So let me first work with this one. So before writing the CSS, let me see how it appears here. So you can see this is how it appears. So let me first write here. So just below the header I will write the CSS for the UL. So this is how I will write the CSS, internal CSS. Inside the header we are directing to this UL. So margin 0px. So I have removed the margin. So after I have written margin 0px, let us see how it appears. We can see the margin which was there at the top has been removed. Now padding 0px, that means I have written padding 0px. Let me see how it appears. You can see padding which was there before I have removed. Now see, here I will write li. So I will write here background color, right, for li. So I am giving background color for li. So this will be the color. This will be the background color for the li. So you can see, okay. So you can see background color I have set for the li, but I will also set the width. Width will be only say 120px, only 120px width. So you can see this much width, right? And I want all this list to appear one after another in horizontal manner. To do that I have to write here float left. Now see, just check, right? First thing I will do, I will remove this dot. This is called list style. I don't want list style to appear in my menu, so I will write list style equal to none. I don't want list style to appear in my menu, right? Now I want all this text to appear at the center position as per the width I have given, right? So I have given width of 120 px for each li. So this is not appearing at the center, all these are appearing at the left alignment. So alignment I will be changing. I will align all these things to at the center. So here I will write text align center. So all the written text in the list will now align to its center position, right? Now here I will give height. First I will give height for the UL, right? Height, how much height? So I will give height of 60px. 60px. What was the height of header? Let me see. Height of header was 70px. So height of the UL I have given 60px. So let me see how it appears. So can you see any changes? No, I can't see any changes because I have not assigned any background for the UL. So I can do one thing. I will just remove this background. I will remove the background from the li. This background I will give to the UL. You can see one thing. I have removed the background from the li. That background I have given to this UL. From li I have removed, I have given the same to UL. So let me see how it appears. Why it has taken full screen width? Because the width that I have assigned for the UL, I have not assigned any width for the UL actually, right? I have assigned the width for the li, not for the UL. So let me do one thing. Let me first assign the width for the UL. So by default width will, the UL width will be 100%. This is by default. The UL width, the width of another list will be 100%. This is by default. So I will do one thing. I will write here width. Width will be, let's say 50%. 50%. Okay. Width will be 50%. 50% of what? This is the container, right? Header is the container. Inside the header we have got the UL. So you can see out here, header is the container. This header is the container. Inside the header as a container, header was the container, and inside the header we have got this menu, that is unordered list. So on the respect of the width of the header container, it will occupy 50% width, that you can see now, right? Now to understand that how much height, how much width each of these li occupies, right? So I will now assign the width of the li. So previously I have given the width of the li was 120 px. So 120 px into 4, if I make it, that is 480 px, right? So if I write here background color red, then you can see one thing. So 480 px is up to this much, but the width of the UL is much more than the width which was given collectively for all the LIs, right? So I will do one thing, I will change it, I will use the calc method, right? I will use the calc method. Now even I need not require to use the calc method, I can simply just give 25%, right? That means li is inside the UL. So for li, UL is the container, right? Li, all these li are placed inside this UL, that is the menu, right? So for this li, UL is the containers. How many li we have over here? 4 li, right? So if I give width for each li 25%, that means 25% into 4, 100%. So on the respect of the width that is given for this UL, I can simply write 25% width for this li. So if I write here, this li will occupy the width of 25%, that means each of the li will occupy the width of 25% of this respective container, that is UL. Then 4 deep we have, we can see we have 4 deep, it will automatically take the full size 25%, 25%, 25% and 25%, right? Now I will remove this. Now I will remove the red color background. Now one thing I have to do, I have to bring this text right at the vertical center, right? I have to bring this menu text right at the vertical center. So for that I simply write here in the li I will use the line height. How much? 60 px, right? So why I have used line height 60 px for this li? Let me show you. The height which was assigned for the UL, that was 60 px. This height which I have assigned for the UL, that is unordered list, 60 px height, right? Now if I had to bring this li text at the vertical center, I have to give the line height. The line height means this line height, right? So how much line height? If I had to bring at the vertical center, it has to be matched with the height of the unordered list. The line height of the li has to get matched with the height which I have given for the unordered list. So unordered list height, how much I have given? 60 px. So here I will give line height for the li 60 px. So if I give it, then you can see it will appear at the vertical center, right? Now you can see some space is given over here. So why? Because header height 70 px and but this menu height 60 px, 10 px is difference. So I have to get this menu right at the vertical center on the respect of this header. To do that, I can simply write here. So you can see margin 0 px. Instead of this I will give margin bottom 0 px, right? Because this UL has by default margin top and margin bottom. So if I just simply give margin 0 px, then it will automatically reduce all the margin from each and every side to 0 px, right? Instead of that, I just have reduced the margin bottom only reduced to 0 px. If I do that, then you can see it will automatically take the margin from top, because it has default margin from top. I have only reduced the margin bottom to 0px, right? But I will add the margin bottom. I will modify the margin top. Margin bottom I have reduced to 0px. Margin top now I will add 5px. 5px margin top. Not more than that. Margin top by default was much more than 5px, but I have given 5px. Now you can see, after I have given 5px margin top, it appears at the center. Why I have given 5px margin? We can see 60px height of the header was 70px. So if I push from the top by giving margin top 5px, if I push this menu from the top, how much? Just by 5px, then automatically another 5px will be left at the bottom, right? Now I will also push it from the left side. Here I will give margin 5px, margin left 5px. So now I will push it from the left. That you can see, I have pushed it from the left, right, by giving margin 5px, right? Now here I will do one thing. I will create a hyperlink to all the 4 pages. So I will use the anchor tag. You know how to use the anchor tag. So in the very beginning I have discussed in the earlier lectures that to hyperlink to other pages I have to use the anchor tag. So using this menu I will go to other pages. So from one page to other page, how can I move from one page to another page? By hyperlink. So now I am doing hyperlinks. All these 4 menus which I have created will link to other pages, so that user can easily use this menu and navigate from one page to other page, right? For that I am using the anchor tag, and this is the attribute, that is href. This is attribute, right? This is the attribute. So you can check out over here. So pay attention and watch. So you can see inside the li I have created the hyperlink. You can see. So I have used the anchor tag, right? So you can check out over here. So if the user click to this home menu, so I have not written the file name. What is this do? href. This is the attribute. Here I have to write the file name, home.html. That means if user click to this home menu, then this page will open, home.html. Which is this page? This page is this only. The same page will open. If user click the home menu, then this same page will open. If user click the about us menu, that means if user click this menu, then another page will open. Which page? about, about.html. So this page I have not created, I will create later. So if user click this about menu, then this page will open. If user click this gallery menu, then gallery.html page will open. If user click this contact menu, then contact, contact.html, this page will open. So you can see I have created the hyperlink with this menu. So if user click to the menu, to a separate page will open. So let me check out. So you can see, so I have created the hyperlink. I told you, if user click this home menu, then this page will open. Simple, this page will open. You can see home.html. So this is only home.html, so this page will open. This is the home page. Now if user click to this about page, then you can see your file could not be found. Why? Because I have not created the about page. If I click this gallery, then you can see trying to access gallery.html, but that page is not available because I have not created. So if I click the contact page, see contact.html, but contact.html page is not available right now. I have not created. That is why your file could not be accessed, right? I hope you have understood. Now see, this is the menu bar which I have created. Another thing we have to observe, that underline appears. So once I have used the anchor tag, see, underline appeared and also the color has been changed. right? So for the anchor tag I have to write the CSS. So here I will write the CSS for anchor tag. So anchor tag will be referred by A, right? So for the anchor tag I will write CSS, that is TEXT, text decoration none, right? So what this CSS property will do, that text decoration is none. Text decoration is CSS property, none is the value. See, so you can see underline appears just below the menu. Underline appears just below the menu. I don't want this underline to appear, so I will just refresh. You can see by using this text decoration none, all the underline could be removed. So anchor tag by default has its default property, that is underline. If I don't want those underline to appear in my menu, I will simply remove those by writing text decoration none. And I want to give color, so I want that all this text menu which are enclosed by the anchor tag, all this text menu which are enclosed by the anchor tag will be of color white. That's what I have written. Under this anchor tag I have written all the text which will be enclosed by the anchor tag will be of this color, that is white. This is white color, right? This is white color code. You can simply write white, that will also work. You can simply write white instead of using the color code, right? So now I will increase the font size. So to increase the font size I have to write here under the LI, here I will write font size, let's say 18px. So you can see little bit I have increased the font size, right? Now you can see so now I will apply the hover effect. What is hover effect? I taught you in the previous classes that if user bring the mouse cursor to the menu, then the CSS property or CSS value that will change. That we can only do by using the hover effect. Hover means bringing the mouse over some object. So if user bring the mouse over any object, for that object I have to change the CSS property. So for this LI I will write the hover effect. So you can see for the LI I will be writing the hover effect. So I will be writing the hover effect for the LI. If user bring the mouse over this LI item, these are list, no LI, then there will be the background color. So I will give background color. So let's say the background color will be, this is a darkish brown color. Let me show you. So you can see once the user bring the mouse over the menu, the CSS color will change. So I want this transformation of color which is happening instantly to reduce the timing. I want that this transformation of color will take some time. Slowly the color will change. Not that if the user bring the mouse cursor over this object, instantly this thing is happening. No, it will take bit of time. So to do that I will just write here transition duration. I will give transition duration, means this transition period of changing this background color, the transition duration for changing this background color will take some time. How much time? Let's say 1 second. So it will take 1 second for changing this background color. Let me show you. You can see now it is taking 1 second for changing the color from lighter brown to darkish blue, right? So it is taking time for changing this color. Previously if I remove this, you can observe that it will not take any time. Sorry, if I remove this transition duration, after removing the transition duration you will see that without taking any time, once I bring the mouse cursor over the menu, the color is changing. It is not taking any time. To make it the process slow, transition duration has been applied of 1 second. Now you can see the color is changing but slowly, right? It is looking better. So fine. Now see, now I will add the logo. So you can see CSS logo div. CSS logo div is placed inside the header. So let me write the CSS code here for the logo. So I will give height and width. How much height? So let's say width will be 120 px, and height will be how much? Let's say 60 px, right? And border 1 px, solid black, right? So first let us see how it appears. We can see we have created the logo box, but this box appeared just below the menu. This box has to be appear right at the header, right here at the right side of this header which we have created. But how to do that? So we have discussed earlier in our earlier classes that the divs are in block element. Divs, UL, unordered list, those are in block element, and the basic property of the in block element is that in block element will never going to share its position with other element, right? So you can see this unordered list which we have used to create this menu, that is in block element, and being an in block element, this menu will not allow this div to come and share its position. So first thing I have to do, I have to give instruction to this UL that you should shift your property from in block to inline, so that I can place other object or other element at your position, right? So to do that, I will write here. So here inside this UL, I have to declare the here under this declaration bracket, opening bracket and closing bracket, anywhere I can write that float left. So now you can see I have given instruction to this menu that menu should float at left, and it should automatically be changed its property from in block to inline. So now if you go and see here after doing the refresh, the menu bar, this is the menu bar, has got behind the UL. The menu bar has got behind the this unordered list UL. See, can you see the menu bar? So let me give a color for the menu bar so that you can see. I will give a background color. Say red, so that you can see the menu bar which has got hidden behind the UL. Can you see? Now I have given instruction to this UL that you should allow other element to share its position, but I have not given instruction to this menu bar. This red color red color box, the red color logo, this red color logo which I have declared, this logo which is placed inside this header, this is also by default in block element. In block element will automatically take its position, right? Now once the UL has given out its position and allow the red color logo box to share its position, instead of sharing its position, it has taken its position right from the beginning, right from the edge of the starting of this header, right? Now I will give instruction to this logo div that to shift its position from here to here, and you also inherit the property of inline element and not in block element. So here I will write inside the logo, I will write the property float. I can write float left or float right. I will write float right. So float right. Now you can see after I have written float right, so automatically it will take its position here, because I have given instruction that you should float at right. Now I did not have to keep this red border, background. So I will remove the background. Now I will add margin so that this box should appear at the vertical center on the respect of the width and height that I have given to this header, right? It should appear at the vertical center. So I will give simply margin top 5px, right, and margin right I will also give 5px, right? So margin top 5px, margin right 5px, that you can see, margin top 5px, margin right 5px, right? Now one thing you can see, after I have given margin top of 5px, it seems to be that the margin bottom is not 5px. So the space which is available at the bottom is not same as the space margin that I have given at the top. Why? Let me do the calculation again. What is the height of the logo div? 60px. What is the margin that I have given? 5px top margin. 60px plus 5px. How much? 65px, right? 65px. What was the height of the header? 70px. 70px minus 65px. 70px minus 65px. How much is left? 5px. Is this looks 5px? No, this is looking as 3px. Then where are those 2px? See, border. I have given border. That means border 1px at top, border 1px at bottom. Those 2px have to deduct. No. So let me deduct 2px from the height. If I make this 58px, that means now height became 58px plus 2px top border, 2px bottom border. Now it becomes 60px, right? 60px plus top margin 60px, and automatically 5px will be left at the bottom margin. Automatically 5px will be left at the bottom. Now you can see it exactly appearing at the vertical center, and also I have margin from right. Now I will place the logo. I will place a logo here. So I have already downloaded some picture. You can see in this folder I have already downloaded some picture. So I will add this logo. I am going to add this logo. This logo I am going to add here. So how to add the logo? So just using the background image, I will add the logo in this logo div which I have created. So background image URL. So you can see one thing, that this is my home page. Inside the image folder I have placed this logo. So also I have to write this folder name, that is img. So here I will write img, and inside this I will write logo.png. So you can see inside the img folder I have got this logo.png, right? And I told you that the size of the picture could be either larger than the size of this small div which I have created, or it could be smaller than the size of the small div which I have created, right? And also it has a default property of repetition. So by default, if the size of the background picture is much smaller comparing to the size of the container, then it will repeat. It has default repetition property. So to stop the default repetition property of background image, I will write background repeat no repeat. Background repeat no repeat. And I told you the size of the picture could be larger than the container size, or it could be smaller than the container size. In that case, what I need to do, I have to fit the image size with the size of the container. So for that I can simply write background size. Background size will fit to 100% height and 100% width on the respect of the size of the container. Which is the container over here? Container is the logo div which I have created. So by these three CSS property, I can add the background image. This is the logo, and also I can fit the logo inside this box. So let me show you. If I remove these two property, so I have added the background image, but I have removed those two property. Now you can see after I do the refresh, where is that image gone? The image is there only, but the size of the image is much more, much larger. The size of the image is much larger than the size of this small logo div which I have created. That is why we can't see full picture, right? So let me show you. If I do one thing, I have added these two CSS property. So let me remove this CSS property. Now I will make it, let's say 50%, 50% and 50%, right? So just see, background size I have written 50%, and also have a background image. Now you can see over here, as I have written background size 50%, that means 50% height, 50% width. That you can see over here. Each image has taken 50% height and 50% width, and background has default property of its repetition. So it will automatically be repeated. The background image will automatically repeat itself, right? So to fulfill all the available space. So you can see over here. Now I have added background repeat, no repeat. So by default background will repeat. To stop the repetition, we need to add background repeat, no repeat. That means I have given instruction that only one picture will be there. Picture need not to repeat in the available space. Picture need not to repeat itself in the available space, right? Now you can see picture is not stretched. So I will write here 100% and 100%. Now you can see it will take the full size of 100% on the respect of the size of the logo div. I hope you have understood how to do this. Now see, I will add a color for the header. So here in the header, this is the header. In the header I will add a background color. Background color I will add to the header. Background color will be, let's say, this will be the background color. This will be the background color. This is color code. You can write color instead of that. Some color you can give, red, yellow, blue, green. So this is the code for color code. How to achieve the color code? If you use an admin text editor, you can simply space control and space bar, and here you can add the color code. Any color you can add it. So I will add this color. So you can see this code will come automatically. This code will come, right? So you can see I have created the header. This is the menu. Now I will work with this footer. So let me write the CSS code for the footer. So before I start writing the CSS code for the footer, one thing I will do, here inside the footer I will write paragraph P, right? P. I will take P as a paragraph, and inside the P I will write this is prepared for education purpose, right? So here I have to give the copyright mark, right? So you can see over here, so this simple syntax we can use. So you can see this syntax. So this is the syntax for using copyright mark. So you can see. So I have used the paragraph, and here I have written in that paragraph copyright. This is prepared for education purpose, and this is the copyright symbol. This you have to give to have a copyright symbol, right? So note down this syntax. Let me show you how it appears. So you can see this is how it appears. Now I will increase the size. I will bring it at the center. To do that, here inside the footer I will write to increase the font size. I will write font size, let's say 20px. Font size will be 20px, right? So it will appear at the center. And color, so color will be, let's say, white. Color will be white. So if I give white color, that will not be visible, right? So if I simply give white color, then that will disappear because the background is also white, right? So I will do one thing. So I will give footer background color. Footer background color will be, this will be the footer background color, right? Now you can see. Now I will get this at the center. To get it at the center, inside the footer I will simply write display flex align item center. So if you write these two CSS property and value, that is display flex align item center, this will automatically get this whatever you will place inside the footer container, whatever item you will place inside the footer container, that will take the vertical center position, not the horizontal center position. To get it at the horizontal center position, I will write another thing, justify content center. So you can see I have written justify content center. If I write justify content center, now this will appear at the vertical as well as horizontal center. So by combination of these three CSS property, that is display flex, align item center, justify content center, by the combination of these three CSS property, you can get anything at the right center position. Okay, so whatever I will going to write inside this footer container, everything will appear at the vertical as well as horizontal center. So this align item center will get it at the vertical position center, and justify content center will get it at the horizontal center position, right? And these two will only work if you write display flex. If I remove display flex, see, if I remove display flex, then both of these CSS property will not work. Right? So I have to add this display flex, right? Then you can see these two will work, right? Now here is our mid container, right? This is the mid container, and now we can see one thing, that we have some space, we have some outside space. Here little bit space is there, here also little bit space, at the bottom also little bit space, at the right side we also have a bit of space. So we have to remove the space. So that is actually body margin. That is body margin. I will just make it 0 px. Body margin will be removed to 0 px. Now see, no space is there, it has fully fitted to the skin. Now I don't need this black color margin, I will just remove all the black color margin. To do that, simply I will write transparent. So if you write transparent, there will be margin. Sorry, this is not margin, I beg your pardon, this is border, this black color border. So there used to be the black color border. So what I will be doing now, I will make all the black color border transparent. There will be border, but the border will be transparent, the border will not be visible. Okay, the border will not be visible. So I have just simply written transparent. So see, I will just change all the black color to transparent, right? Now you can see all the black color will shift to transparent now, right? No color. In the footer also I will do it black color will change to transparent. See, now just see, all the black color removed. There are borders, but the border color is transparent. The border colors are not visible, right? Now see, so in the meet container I will put a image, but before I put a image in the meet container, I will do one thing. So we have already created the home page, but let me tell you one thing. This header portion, the footer portion, and the width and height of the container will be same in all these pages. So you can see whatever I have designed for the home page, this thing till now, whatever I have designed, this thing will be common in all 4 pages. Extra thing I will add later, but this portion is common to all the pages. So one thing I will be doing now, I will copy this Css code to all these 4 pages. Why? Because this thing will be common to all the 4 pages. So let me do one thing. See, the first thing I will do, I will create a separate external CSS file. See, here in the folder I will create another CSS external file. Let me name this as style style.css. Style.css file I have created, right? So I will create a CSS folder, CSS. Inside this CSS folder I will keep it, right? Style.css. So now I am going to use external CSS, not the internal CSS. Open file. Inside the CSS folder I will open this file, right? Blank file. Now I will do one thing. I will copy all the code. Even I will not copy, I will cut it from here. Using the Ctrl X, I will remove. I will put it over here. Can you see? So all the CSS code I placed it over here, right? All the CSS code I have placed it in a new file. The name of the file is style.css. Now nothing is written over here. This is empty, right? This thing is empty, right? So why I have done it, I will tell you. But if I go and refresh the home page, see, blank. All the CSS code has been removed. Only we can see the HTML tag which I have written over here, right? Now I will call the external CSS using the link method. I will use the link. So link. So I will link the HTML document with the CSS external file. Here I will write relation. This is style sheet, right? And now I will link it using the href. Inside the CSS folder I have got the style file. So you can see now I have created the link between this HTML document and the external file. So now the document can inherit all the CSS property along with its all value from the external file, right? So because I have created the link relation of style sheet between this HTML file and the external CSS file. Now let us see how it appears. So it appears like this. One thing is missing, which the logo div is there, but the image is missing. Why the image is missing? See, here is the logo. So this image is missing. Why this image is missing? See, now the code is written over here. This code is written, this style.css code is written here, and this is the background image location, right? How this code is going to access the background image? First it will open the image folder. So is there any image folder? No. Previously the CSS code was written inside this home.html document. From here it can easily open this image folder, and after opening the folder it can access this logo image, right? Easily the image folder can be accessed, and from the image folder this logo also can be accessed. Why? Because the CSS code was written here inside this home.html using the internal way of writing CSS. So from here directly this image can be accessed, and also this folder can be accessed, and inside the folder this logo also can be accessed. But now the same CSS code has been written inside this style.css, but inside this CSS folder there are no such image folder, right? First thing we need to do, from this folder I have to move out from this CSS folder. Inside this style.css this CSS code is written inside this folder, inside this file. First thing is required to move back, then only we can access this image folder. To move back I have to add the code, that is dot dot slash. This dot dot slash will move back. This dot dot slash will move back. From here to move back, only for this function we have to use dot dot slash, and now we are going to access this image folder. So now we can access the image folder and by this image dot slash image slash. Now we can easily access the file, we can easily access this logo file. So we can see we have to add this dot dot slash. After we have added this dot dot slash, we can simply have the image. Right student, have you understood what we need to do? So this is called a basic troubleshooting. Sometimes you have to understand the way of doing this troubleshooting, error fixing, right? Fine. Now see, I told you that these 4 pages will have this layout common. So simply I will do one thing here. I will copy the home page, I will paste it again, I will rename the copied file, I will name this as ABOUT, so it became the about file. I will paste once more, I will rename and change the name GALLERY gallery. I will again make a copy, rename CONTACT contact, right? Now you can see I have just made what I made. I have made 4 copies, in fact 3 copies of the home page, right? Because I told you that all the 4 pages you can see now, about.html, gallery.html, contact.html, all these 4 pages I can access. So previously there was only home page, but now I have got all the 4 pages. But this layout, that is header, footer and the mid size, this thing will be common. Now I will add additional information. Let us start with the home page. This is the home page, so I will start with the home page. So let me add something additional to the home page. So this is home page, I am working in the home page now. So in the mid container I will just simply add a photo. So in the mid container I will simply add a photo. So here now one thing that you can see, I need not require to write the CSS. I need not require to write the CSS code for all these 4 pages separately. Can you see? As I told you that this design layout, this design of template will be common for all these 4 pages. So separately I have to copy this same code, this same CSS code. I need not require to copy separately in all those 4 pages. Simply I have copied and make a separate external CSS file, and that CSS file I have linked using this link tag to all those 4 pages, so that the same layout can be achieved for all the 4 pages. I need not require to write those line of code, or I need not require to copy those line of code separately. So what it does, it saves my number of lines. So it saves the time, it saves the number of lines to write the same code again and again. Simply I can use the external CSS method. If I have to keep common CSS property in more than one pages, I can simply use the external CSS method. That is why I have told you that now it did not require the internal CSS. I will use the external CSS to copy same layout in all those 4 pages. So now, to modification purpose, as I told you, in this home page, this portion will appear separately. In the home page, I will add something extra here. So now in the home page, I will write the internal CSS only for this home page. See, style, style. So you can see over here, I will write the CSS for this mid container. Okay. So here I will write that the background image. So URL, I will add a background image. So inside the image folder, this image, let me copy this image. Let me see how it looks. So I have got an image. So now see, inside the mid container I have got a background image, but this will only affect the home page, not in other page, because in the home page, only in the home page, using the internal CSS, I have added this CSS property, so this will only reflect in the home page. That can you see? So here I have to add the hash. If I add the hash, then only it will address to this mid container, because this is ID type. This is ID type that you can see now, right? This background image I have added, so you can see it has repeated. So I will write here background repeat, no repeat to stop the repetition. Repetition is the default property, you can see repeated. So I will now stop the repetition. Now I will stretch this picture so that it will take the full size of this container. To do that, I will write here background size 100%, height 100%, width. Right? Now if you go and check, it will stretch, right? So you can see I have added a picture. Let me add another picture, the separate picture. Let's see which picture will look good. So let me see which picture I can add and which picture will look good. This is also a picture which I have added over here. Let me keep this picture. So this is the home page. We can see in other pages this picture has not reflected. In other pages this picture has not reflected. Why? Because only in the home page, home.html, by using the internal CSS, I have added this background image property. So that is why I told you that in internal CSS will be prioritized before the external CSS. So that is why in the home page I have got this picture. So now I will do one thing. Inside this container I will add a heading tag, right? Using the heading tag I will write the great wall of the Great Wall of India, INDIA, right? So I have written, but you can't see, right? Now I will do one thing. I will bring this right at the center. I told you how you can bring any object or any element right at the center. So this is the container. The container is mid container. So if I simply write here in the mid container, I just write display flex, align item center, justify content center. So by combination of these three CSS property, so whatever element I will keep inside this mid container. So in this case I have kept this heading inside this meat container. So whatever content I will keep inside this meat container, but now this meat container has this property. I have declared these three property in the meat container. So that is why the heading which I have kept inside the meat container will automatically come right at the center. Right? Now I will do one thing. I will write the CSS here for the heading. So for the heading, using the element type selector, I will write the CSS. So font size, I will increase the font size to 100 px. I will change the color will be white. So let me see how it appears now. Right now, if I reduce the height, how will it appear? Fine. Now I will do one thing. I will write background color. I will give a background color. Let me give a background color red. So background color will be red. So you can see we have a background color. So I will increase the height, not height, width. Width will be 100%. So I will now increase the width of the heading. So width will be 100%. So width will be 100%. Now I will bring this text right at the center. To do that, I will simply write text align center. So now I will do one thing. I will change the font style. I taught you how we can change the font style, that I have taught you. So you can see I have already downloaded some font. I have downloaded the font. So you can see. So in the folder, I have a font folder. Inside the font folder, I have downloaded this font. So this font style I will apply to my heading. This font style I will apply in my heading. So how to apply this thing? Let me show you. Here I will write inside the style only. I will write here. So @ font FACE. So I am creating a font face. Calling the font family member, I will give a user defined name. Let's say my heading. This name I have given my HEADIN heading. Now I will locate by src URL. Right now I will locate that inside the font. So I have got this style. So you can see how did I locate. So I have created a font face, right? So to call this font face, I have taken the help of the font family member. To call this font family member, I have used a name. I have given a name, my heading. Any name you may give as per you wish. So I have given a name, my heading, and I need to locate a font style which I have downloaded. I have downloaded this font style which I have kept inside this folder. So that location I have to give over here, so that this font face property which I have declared can access this font from this location. So I have specified the full location inside the font folder. This is the font file which I have downloaded from the internet, right? So in a separate class I have taken earlier to show you how you can use the font style if you confused. So with this font styling methodology, that you can go and see my previous lecture. So now you can see. So here now I will apply that font face by calling the font family member, by calling this member in my heading. Here I will write font family. So in font family I will call this name. In font family So I will call this name. Why? Because this name I have given as the member of font family, and this font family member is belonging to this font face which I have created, and this font face will locate and find this font style which I have downloaded, and this style will be affected to my h1 heading. This h1 heading will be now affected with the font style which I have applied to it. Now you can see, right, the Great Wall of India, right? So I can further reduce the size. If I don't want the size to be 80px, I can get it to 60px. Now let's see how it looks. Fine. Now I can also apply the hover effect to this heading. So if I write h1 hover, so I want that the background color will change from red to black. The background color will change from red to black, right? Red to black once the user will hover to it. So if I hover, color will change. I can also bring it slowly. If I write transition duration, so 1s, it will take some time for change of this color. You can see the color will change slowly and slowly. I can also change the text color. See here, if I write color yellow, you can see the color will change to yellow. Text color will change to yellow slowly. You can see the text color is changing from white to yellow. The background color red is changing to black slowly and slowly. It is taking time of 1 second. So I have done the home page, right? Now I will work with the about us page. So let us work with the about us page. So now I will close the home page. I will go to the about us page. This is about us page. Now in the about us page, this is about us page. So inside this meet container, I will put some detail. So inside the meet container, first I will do one thing. I will place 2 more div, right? So 2 div I will create inside the meet container. Inside the meet container, I am going to create 2 more div. Now let me name the left div. This will be left div, and this will be right. So you can see left div and right div. So I have taken 2 div inside the meet container, and this thing I am doing inside the about.html page, right? So let me write the CSS. So now I will do one thing. So in some other page, I will also call this left div and right div. So for the left div and right div, I am going to write the CSS in the external CSS. So in the external CSS, I will write the CSS property. So I will declare the CSS property of left div and right div, not here, not inside the head, as the internal CSS. I will use the external CSS file right here. Why? Because in some other page I will call this. So separately I need not require to write twice this code. So in the external CSS file, that is style.css file, I will write the CSS. So let me write the CSS. So here I will call the left div, left div. So see the width. So width will be how much? I will use the calc method, and width will be 50% minus 2px. Height will be, using the calc method, 100% minus 2px, right? So 50% minus 2px, 100% minus 2px, and also border. I will give a border 1px solid black color border I will remove later, but for now to see without border we can't see. For now I have given black color border, and 2px I have deducted. Why? Because I have taken border. For width, that is left and right side, 1px plus 1px 2px border I have deducted from 50%, and for height 2px border, that is 1px top 1px bottom, that I have deducted 2px from height. So that means left div will be of width 50%, right div will be of width 50%, and height will be 100%. So we can see, can you see, left div we have created taking 50% width, 100% height on the respect of the container. Which is the container? Mid div is the container. On the respect of the size of the mid div as a container, it has occupied this much width and this much height. So same CSS property I will give for the right div, right? So you can see both for the left div and the right div this property will be common. So instead of writing separately, I have just given comma and right div. You can see I have separated both the selector by comma. So both the right and left div will inherit this property, right? Now let us see how it appears. Can you see the right div, instead of floating here at the right position, it has came down. The right div has come down. The right div has come down. Why? Instead of taking its position at the right side, it has come down, because I told you before that div is in block element. One div will not going to allow any other element to share its position. To let both the divs to share its position, that is come side by side, I have to give instruction here that float left. So both the div will now float left and become inline property. Okay, now you can see both the div has taken its position left and right, left and right. So you can see both the div has taken its position left and right. Fine. Now see, again I will click here about.html, and here inside the left div I will create two more div. See, div, can you see, inside the left div I have created two more div, right? I will name this div as id equal to top div, and this will be bottom, bottom div, top div, bottom div, right? So now here I will write, you can see I will write over here. So here I will write, I will use the style. Now I am writing the internal CSS, style. Now I am writing the internal CSS inside the head. Inside the head, now I am writing the internal CSS. So by calling top div, I will write HEI, height will be, use the calc method, height will be 50% minus 2px of the border width. I will deduct the border width 2px, and width will be 100% minus 2px, right? Border will be solid black. So you can see top div which I have created. So height will be 50% of the container, width will be 100% of the container, there will be a border, and for the border I have directed 2px and 2px, right? So let me show you how it appears. You can see top div 100% height just taken on the respect of the container. So which is the container? We can see for this top div, which is the container? Left div, that is the container for the top div. So you can see top div height 50%, width 100%. So you can see width 100% of the top div, height 50%. So on the respect of the container is the left div, right? So now you can see top div and bottom div, BOTTOM. So both will take same property. You can see. So you can see top div and bottom div, both the div has automatically inherited the same property, right? So now we have a right div, top div, bottom div. Now see, inside the left div we have top div and bottom div. Now inside the top div, inside the top div I will create a table. So I am creating a table. You know how to create table. I have taught you in the earlier classes basic HTML table. So inside the table I will have 2 row, not 2 row, more than 2 row, few more rows. So I will gather the information. You can see I have collected some information of Rahul Jabi to accumulate those. I want to accumulate those information. I want to accommodate those information which I have accumulated from the internet. So you can see I have collected some information that I will put it over there. So this information about Rahul Dravid. So I will just need 7 table, that is 70 table data. Okay, so inside this row I will put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So inside a table I have a row, inside a row I have 7 cell. In each cell there will be this thing, match, innings. See, match, INNS, innings, and run, highest score, average, run, HIEGHT, highest, score, 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 average, AVJ, average. So how highest score, how it is written, you can see HS. Let me simply write H and S. Okay, so H and S, average. So after average 50s and 100. Okay, so you can see after average 100s and 50s, so it will be 100s and 50. This information I will put it over here, right? So I will copy this row and I'll make a copy over here. You can see. So in the left side there will be test ODI, test ODI, T20 and IPL. So here you can see, here it will be 10 test, right? For test, if I see the record for test, 164 matches he has played, 164 matches he has played, and how many runs has he scored? 286 innings. So let me first copy this thing few more times. I will copy this thing and now I will start writing. So you can see, so how many runs he has scored in test? So 13,288 he has scored in test and 270 was the highest score. 270, that was his highest score, and 52.3, that was his batting average, right, in test match, and 36 and 63, he has scored 3600 and 63 half century. So now in one day, this will be ODI. So ODI, in ODI, let me write down his record. 344 matches he has played. 344 matches he has played. So 344 matches. How many innings? So innings, 318 innings. 318 innings, and 10,889. 10,889. This much run he has scored in one day match. 153 was the highest score. 153, that was his highest score, and 39.2. 39.2, that was his batting average, and 1283.50. 1283.50 he has scored, right? And now if I say in T20, one match and one innings only. In T20, in T20, one match and one innings, right? In T1, and 31 run, 31, that was his highest score. Only one match, 31 he has scored, and that was only his highest score because he has only played one match in T20. And 050, 000, simply, so average will be is 31 will be the average only. So and 050 and 000, so fine. And so he has also played the IPL. So in the IPL, what he done in the IPL, so let me show you. 89, 82, 89 matches, 82 innings, 89 matches, 82 innings, 2174 run to 2174, this much run he has scored. 75 not out, 75 and not out, that was his highest score. 28.2, that was his batting average. 28.2, that was batting average. 0-11, so 0 and 11, so this was his score. Okay, so how it looks now, let me show you. Let me refresh. So this is the table which I have created. So I want to make this heading bold: match, innings, run, all these things bold. So first thing I will do, here inside the internal style, here I will write TABLE, table, border 1px, solid black, right? And the TD, the table data which are there, table data will also have the border. Okay, table and table data both will have border. Table and table data both will have border, so that I can see, right? Now I want to get it at the center. To get it at the center, I need to write here. So you can see this is the top div and this is the bottom div. So top div and bottom div. So I will simply write DI display flex, align item center, justify item center. So you can see display, flex, align item center, justify item center. So by these three property which I have written for the both top div and bottom div. So whatever item now I will keep inside the top div and bottom div, all will appear right at the center. So whatever I will keep inside this, it will appear center. Now you can see the table is appearing at the center. Why? Only because you can see this table, the table is kept inside the top div. So whatever I will keep inside the top div and also the bottom div, that will appear at the center, because only for the CSS property which I have written here. This is CSS property which I have now applied for the top and bottom div, right? So now I will do one thing. I will just give height property. I will declare the height property, let's say 40 px, for height property 40 px. So if I do so, you can see height will increase to 40 px. 40 px looking more, I will make it 36 px. 36 px, fine. Now I will also increase the width. I will increase the width. To increase the width, I will write here width, let's say 80%. Width will be 80%. Fine. Now I want this heading, all these thing bold and appearing at the center, and also this thing I want bold, this the right column, this thing I want bold. Okay, to make it bold I can simply do one thing. So here in the table I will make it th. If I make it th, if I simply make it th, now you can see instead of table data I have taken table heading only for the first row. Now it will appear bold, right? Now it appears bold. Now that, can you see? Now I will do one more thing. Here I will add class, right? Here I will name this as head, t head. This class I will write here in all this will be acknowledged. All this thing will be acknowledged as t head class, right? So you can see, right? T head and t head. So fine. Now I will do one thing. Here I will use th h. Here also, here where I have declared the class, no, instead of table data I will use th, right? Th. Here also it will be th. So fine. So first let me see how it appears. Th, because I have given th, so instead of table data I have used table heading. So now here I will add the CSS for th CSS, the class, that is class, no? So class will be referred by dot THEAD, right? So now I will write here text align left. Why I have written text align left? Because you can see this alignment comes at the center, but I have written text align left. Now it will align to its left. Why? Because by default if you are going to use the table heading has default property that whatever text I will keep inside the table heading, that will align to its center, that you can see, align to its center. That is default property of table heading. So I want this heading to appear at the left side. That is why I have used this THEAD class. And also what I have done here, I've inside the class just have written text align left, because I want all these things to be aligned at the left. And now I will write here table TD. All this TD, I want this to align at the center. So all the data which I have put inside this table heading, all these data are kept inside the table heading. No, all these values are kept inside the table heading. I want all these values to appear at the center of the box. Now you can see all appeared at the center of the box. So this thing I want. Now I don't want to just show this border. If I want to hide the border, I will do one thing. I will simply write here, I will remove the border. So if I remove the border, now you can see no border, right? No border. So I will remove the border here. See, so I have removed the border from, you can see, from the table and also from the table data, right? I have removed the border from the table and from the table data. So without the border, you can see no border. This is how it looks. Now if I want to just add a background color, I can add the background color. See, if I want to add some background color, I can simply add background color. Let's say I will add this color. I can simply add the color over here. So this is how it will looks, you can see, right? If I want to add the color just back of the table, so I can add background color. I want to add the back of the table, simple looking background color, very simple looking. Simply I will add this color. Let me see how it appears. So you can see it appears like this. We have a color. Fine, this is how it looks. And now in the lower div, I will create another table. So fine, we have created this table. So now inside the bottom div, I will create another table. So let me again use the table tag, right? Now inside the table I will put a row, right? So okay, so in a row there will be TD, table data, or you can say table definition, whatever you want you can say. So now you can see this is how we have created. So what data we are going to put it. So this information I will put over there. Okay, this information. So what is the information? When has he born? So when has he born, this information I will put over there. Very simple information. So how many information are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 information. That means, so I will copy this thing 7 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 information I will keep over there. So let me put the first information. The first information is this: when has he born? When has he born? So this is the time when has he born. So I'll just do one thing. So when has he born? This is the information. So next information is his full name. So next information I want to keep, that is his full name. So you can see we know only part name. This is his full name, right? Okay, so his pouch name. What is the name of his spouse, the person whom he got married? So the person whom he got married, that is spouse name. whom he has got to married. Now this nickname, he also has a nickname, right? He also has a nickname. So fine, nickname. So many nickname he has. See, you can see he has got Jamie, Mr. Dependable, the wall, all those are nickname, right? Amazing player. He used to be amazing player. So his children name, he also has got 2 children, so his children's name. And now this is I think his lucky number, some number he known to be his lucky number. So okay, so he mostly use this thing. So I will do one thing. I will use a br tag here. Okay, use the br tag to get it in next line. Fine. So finally his parents name, parents. So I have written the information here. So now let me see how it appears. So you can see this is how it appears. Okay, so now as it appears larger than the container size, I will remove some data so that it will get fit. So let me just delete this line. So I have deleted this line, right? So if I delete this line, how will it appear? So let me just go and see. So now it appears, okay, in between. So now this is how it appears. Now I will do one thing. I will this will be heading. I will write here th instead of td. th instead of td, right? This will look like heading, bold. Now you can see all the heading I have written that th. So let me see how it appears. So fine, this is how it appears. Now I want this thing to be aligned at the right. To get it aligned at the right side, I will simply call this I will just use the th class, right? So here I will write or I can do another thing. I can simply write the bottom div. Another way of writing, see, if I write here under the bottom div th, under the bottom div all the th will align left. So can you see what I have written? Under the bottom div, under the bottom div, if there is any table, then inside the table, if there is or there are any th or that is table heading, all the data which are placed will text align to left. So this is what I have written. So because so you can see under the bottom div we have got a table. Inside the table we have got the table heading. So this table heading will align to left. So you can see, instead of aligning at the center, I will make it align to the left, right? And also I want all this data to align here at the left. To do that, I can do simply like this. I will copy this, put a comma over here, and I will paste it. I will write td. So under the bottom div, if there are the table data, all the table data will have a text which is aligned to left. This is how it looks now. Fine. So now here in the right side, in the right side I will now add a paragraph. See, see, this is the table. Let me just minimize the table. See, just let me show you again. We have a meat container. Inside the meat container we have the left div. Inside the left div we have top div. Inside the top div we have created a table. Inside the table we have already placed some data, and also another div that is placed inside the left div, that is bottom div. Inside the bottom div also we have a table having data. This is the data. And another thing is that under the left div we have the right div, right? Left div is done, now right div. This is the right div. So inside the right div now I will put some data. So paragraph, right? Paragraph. So this data I will copy. Here, fine. Now I will give 2 beer break line. Now I will also copy this data. Right, this data, fine. So now let me see how it appears. This is how it appears. I want to get it at the center. We know, very simple to get it at the center. First thing I will do, I will write the paragraph which is placed inside the right div. The paragraph you can see inside the right div we have got the paragraph, right? So that paragraph will have width of, let's say, 80%, right? And it will also have padding of, let's say, 50 px, right? And that text alignment, that will be justified. So let me see. So I have declared some CSS property, that is width, padding, and text alignment, that is justified for the paragraph. Now this is how it looks. Fine. So I can also reduce the width so that it will look like this, you can see. Fine. Now I want to get this right at the center. So for that, so this is the container, where this is the container, no? Right div is the container, and inside the container what we have? Inside the container we have the paragraph. So if I write here display flex align item center and justify content center, then the paragraph will automatically come at the center, right? So now I will add the color, background color for the paragraph. Background color I will add, let's say, very light looking color I will add. So let's see how it appears. Now if I add the background color, this is how it looks, right? So this much height it has occupied, right? So this much height it has occupied. So if I do one thing, if I increase the width, now I will do one thing, I will increase the font size. Font size will be, let's say, 24 px. See, this is how it appears. And okay, let me just make it 22px. Okay. Now I will do one thing. I will remove the border. All the black color border I will remove. I will make it transparent border. Okay. I will make all the black color border to transparent, to look transparent. Where to do so? So border is there. So you can see, to make this two border transparent, that is left deep border and right deep border transparent. So simply I have to go to style, and you can see here the border is black. I will make it transparent so that now it will look transparent. Now the border will look transparent, right? Now the border will look transparent, no border. Now if I just let me show you, let me again come to the about.html. So without padding, how will it look? If I remove the padding, how will it look? Let me see. So it doesn't look good. So I need to put the padding, right? So with the padding I can also do one thing. I can add the border radius. If I add border radius, let's say 50px to its all side, how will it look? So not bad, right? It is not looking bad, right? So we can also add the border let's say 10px double border. Which color? You can just give a color. Let me take a color. From here I will just take a color, this color. Let's see how it looks. So okay, fine, not bad. Okay, if I make it green, I can also make it green. Green will look good. And this thing I can also make it greenish. A greenish look I can give to it. Not bad. I can also reduce the font size to 18px. And if I give width, height, if I give height to, let's say 60px, how it looks, let me see. 60%. So let me see how it looks. So you can see. So right diff, fine. So now we have completed this thing. So now let us move to the gallery section. So okay, we have done home page, we have done about page. Now we will go to the gallery page. So in the gallery page I will close this. Now in the gallery page I will add some photos, right? So in gallery page, here inside the meet container I will be adding some photo. So here I will use the image tag img, right? src equal to, right? And alt not found. If I will give a message that not found. If the picture are not found, I will give this message. So let me just locate picture here. So I will add picture, 6 picture I will take. Okay, so picture 2, picture 3 and 5 after 5 7 and another picture is there 8. So this picture I will add. So let me see how it appears. So this many picture you have. Now I will give on the shape and height, all this thing I give here. Okay, so you can see in the gallery I have this, I have to give. So okay, so now see, so inside the just the meat container we have got the image. So I have to write the CSS for all the picture that I have given. So anywhere I can write the CSS. I can also use the external part to write the CSS. So if I write here, no problem, I can also write here. Internally I can write, I can also write externally, no problem, because I am not going to use this image tag anywhere else, right? Only in the gallery we are going to have the images, right? So the width and height of the image will be, so width of the images, that will be, let's say 30% on the respect of container. So which is the container? Container is meat container. On the respect of meat container it will have a width of 30%. Height, how much height? Height will be, let's say 40%, right? Okay, so now after I have given height and width, let me see how it looks. So this is how it looks. Now I will give margin, right? So how much margin do I need to give to get it at the center? So 1 2 3 4, we will have 4 space. So this much space we have, and this much space has to be separated, by 4, right? So I will give here margin left to each of those. To see, margin left will be 2.5%, right? Margin right will be 0px. Why I have given margin left? Why I have given margin left 2.5%? Let me show you. Each image will have a width of 30%. Each image will have a width of 30%. That means 30%, 30%, 30%, 90%. This much is left. How much is left? 10%. So this much is 10%. If this 10% will be divided by 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. 4 edges. How much will be the each of the edges? How much will be each of the edges? 2.5%. Right? And margin, right? There will be no margin at the right side. Only left side will have a margin. Let me show you. So can you see? 10% left margin. It will have also 10% left margin. It will have the 10% left margin. Each of the image will have, sorry, not the 10%, 2.5% of the left margin. 2.5, 2.5 and 2.5. And automatically at the last, the 2.5 will be left. 2.5 will be left automatically here. Right? Now, here, I will add the margin bottom. How much margin bottom is required? Just see how much margin bottom is required. So see how much edge is there. 1, 2, 3, 3 edge. That means you see the height over here. How much height? 40%. 40%. 40%. How much? 80% on the respect of the size of the mid container. So how much is left? 40, 40, 80, 20% is left. 20% has to be divided by 1, 2, 3. There will be 3 edge. If you divide 20% by 3, then approximately you will have how much? Give me the answer. 6.33. So this will be 6.66%. This much margin top, TOP. If you take margin top of 6.66% for each of the images, then you can see not 6 point, I think I have taken more margin. It will be about 3.33, right? 3.33. 40%, 40%, 80% has taken. If it has taken 80%, then I can do another thing. It's better to give a top margin 50 px. Top margin will be 50 px. I think this is better calculation to do. Top margin 50 px and the height will be CALC. Height will be CALC. Okay. 50% minus 75 px. So I will explain it to you why I have taken 50% minus 78 px. Now you can see it will appear right at the center. Can you see? So let me explain it to you why I have taken 75 px. So 50%, just see, height 50%. See, height of this picture, that I have taken 50%. Now I have deducted 75 px. Why I have deducted 75 px? While I have taken 50% 50 px of top margin. For each image 50 px of top margin. You can see 50% top margin here for this image, 50% top margin here I have taken for this image, and automatically another 50% is left here. That means total 50, 50, 50. How much? How much? That is 150 px. So that is 150 px. How much image will be there? Only 2 image. Vertically I will align 2 image to this particular div. That means if 150 px we have to divide by 2 image, then the result is 75 px. So that is why I have deducted 75 px. Why? Because there will be 50 px of margin here, 50 px of margin here, another 50 px will be left for this one. So total 150 px. 150 px will be deducted by only 2 image. So that is why I have deducted 75 px from this 50%, right? So fine, this is how I have calculated, and this thing is also correct. So this is we have done with the image. Now I can do, I can add some more property. I can do just border radius. So border radius I will give, let's say 50 px and let's say 20 px, another 50 px, another 20 px. So you can see this is what I have done. Can you see border margin which I have given? So I can make it to 10 px. 10 px. Now see 10 px. Okay. So this 50, if I make it to say 30. Now okay, let's see how it looks. Yeah, fine, this is looking nice enough. So I can also put the hover effect. Hover effect, if the cursor come just over the image, it will hover, and in the hover effect what I will be doing, I will be changing the border radius. So this border radius will be changing, right? So this will go in opposite, right? So this thing will be 10, this thing will be let's say 30, and this thing will be let's say 20, and this thing will be say 50. So it will just have the opposite one. See, 50 will be 10, 20 will be 30, 30 will be 20, 10 will be 50. So if user bring the mouse over the image, this will be the hover effect. Another thing I will do, I will just work with the opacity. So I will opacity will be reduced to 5. So I will just also reduce the opacity. Just let us see how it comes. See, hover effect. So I will make this transformation slow. It is happening fast now, I will make it slow. Just add transition duration, make it 1s. Okay, and also you can add transition delay. That means the action will start after another 5 seconds. 0.5 s. So okay, so you can see how it work. So the transition, these two thing will take place between 1 second, but this operation will start after having a delay of half a second, right? Let's see. The operation is starting after half a second, taking a delay of half a second. And how long it is going on? It is going on for 1 second, right? So fine. Now we have done 3 pages: home, about us, gallery, and last we will be doing the contact us page, right? So now let me first close this gallery page, which we have completed the gallery page. Now this is the contact us page. So in the contact us page, so again we will just go and inside the meet container we will create 2 table, not table div, right? Two div we are going to have inside the meet container. Let me name this as, so we have already written the CSS code, no, for these two, left div and right div. Only we will just declare this ID, right, left div and right div. We did not require to write the CSS code because the CSS code already has been written here in the style.css. So just I will write here left div and ID equal to RIGHT, right div. See, left div and RIGHT, right div. Okay, so we did not require to write the CSS. CSS has been written over there. But one thing we have observed, that the border is transparent. That is why now in the contact we can't see anything. If I make it black, now we can see. Now you can see that the border. So now let it be black. After I complete the process, I will make it transparent again. So here inside the right div, not inside the right div, inside the left div, I will add a picture. So the background picture. So here I will write the internal CSS. Okay. So why I am writing the internal CSS? Because the same CSS is also belonging to the about HTML page. So if I write here in the style.css page, that will also go and affect to the about us page, right? So here I will add the CSS for the left div. So background image. So I will take background image. So inside the image folder, so let me take this image, contact image. Okay, so let me see. Can you see the contact image? As I told you, you can see the image has been repeated. The image size is much larger than the size of the container. To get this thing fit, I will write that background repeat, no repeat, background size will be 100%. So if I do this, now you can see fine. So now let me show you if I had written this thing here, if I had written this thing over here, then if I had written this thing instead of writing inline CSS, instead of writing internal CSS, if I had written here in the external file, then you can see one thing, that in the style, first thing I need to do, I have to add this thing dot slash, because I have to move out from the CSS folder. I have to move out from the CSS folder to access the image here, right? That is why I have to return this thing also. And another thing is that you can see in the contact we have the page, right? So because the same code is written both for left div and right div, that is why it will reflect in both left and right. And not only that, in the about us also this thing will be reflected, because this is external CSS. This thing also will reflect in the about us, because in the about us this thing has been linked. That is why separately I have written this thing. That is why separately I have written this thing here, right? So I have to remove this thing. So here this will access directly the image. Now you can see in the about us it is not reflected. In the contact us it will only reflect in the left side div, because in the left side div I have written, right, only for the left side div, right? I hope you have understood. And now let me remove the black color. I will make it transparent. So now you can have the separation here. Fine. Now in the right side of the div, so in the right side here, contact.html, in the right div I have added the picture here. Inside the right div I will create a form, form. I will create a form. Inside the form I will have a field set. We know how to create form in the HTML. Very early classes we have discussed about creating form, so let not waste much time by explaining each and every tag. So field set, field field set. Inside the field set we will have the legend, query, ask query. So I have written ask query. So this will be the form, and inside the field shade okay, so I will create a table, right? So inside this table I will have a row, right? So how many row? Inside the row 2 table data, 2 TD, right? Fine. So there will be one row for asking name, another row for asking contact number, another row will be asking email ID, another row will be there that will ask you to put your query, another row will be there that will ask you to submit the button. So this many number of row you will have. So here it will, the first row there are 2 columns. In the left side you will have full name. Here I will have the input input type, text placeholder, PROVID, provide your name, right? Provide your name. Fine. I will copy this to here. Here I will write next one, that contact number, asking for contact number. So this will be number type, and in the placeholder it will be written provide your contact number, right? Now here they will be asking for email. This will be email type, provide your email. So now here there will be one only. So here it will be written that email ID. so asking for email ID. And you can see in this row only one table data, but I will increase the width of this table data. The width will be, I will use the call span, the width will be of 2 table data space, right? I have used the call span, so here I will use text area, text area. Text area can collect number of lines, right? Number of lines. So text area will have number of column, let's say it will have 60 columns, and number of rows, it will have, let's say, 8 rows. So let me see how it appears now. Okay, before checking I will do one thing. In the last one there will be only one cell for a button. I will take a button over here, so there will be, I will use the call span because width will be increased to the width of let's say 2 table data space, and inside this I will have input, type will be submit, value will be there, it will be written that submit query. So let us see how it looks now. So this is how it looks. We can see the first name is asking for full name, contact number, asking for contact number, asking for email ID. Here is the query box, and below that we have the submit button. So let me write the CSS for all these things, right? So if I go and write CSS, first thing I will do for writing CSS, I will get this submit query button at the center. I can write simply center. Okay, so simply I will leave the center tag. So now I am going to write the CSS. So you can see, so under this write div, right? So here I have to write under the write div we have a table. And let me give a border for the table. Black border. Later I will remove the border, but first I want to see the size. Okay, so I will not give the border, so I will give the border to the, so first I will write the CSS for the field set. See, so see, under the right div we have got a field set. The field set will have a width of, let's say 70% width. So can you see 70% width for the field set? Now border 1 px solid, this color border, and I will also give border radius, let's say 6 px from all side it will take border radius of 6 px. Can you see now? Right now so for the legend, you know which is the legend? So ask query, this is the legend. For this I am writing CSS. So font size, that will be 20 px, and alignment will be at the center, right? So let's see how it appears. Fine. Now if I make this field set border 2px, then I think that will be fine. 2px, okay, 2px will be fine. 2px, let me make it black, or it will be, let's say, this color. Fine, I think this is okay. Now we are going to work with the table. So see, table with 100%, table width will be 100%. Just see, 100%, right? So if you think that is much more, then I will simply reduce the width of the field set. Field set will be 60%. Now table td, that is table data. I will assign the height. How much height? Let's say height will be of 40px each, right? 40px each. Let's see, 40px each height. So can you see? Unless I give border, you can't see. I will just give the border. Now you can see how much height it occupies. See, this much height it has occupied, right? Now see, here I have input in. Now for the input which is kept inside the table data, I am going to write the CSS for that. So line height will be, let's say, 36px each, okay, and I will also give background color, that will be, let's say, very light background color. I will give to it, light background color, and text align will be center, right? And also I will give border radius. Border radius will be, let's say, 4px, and it has default border. I will remove the default border. How to remove the default border? By writing none. So just go through the CSS. Line height 32px, I will give border color, text align center, border radius 4px, and it has default border which I will just delete the default border. So let me apply. You can see default border. So I will remove the border. Now let me see how it appears. So I will increase the height also. I have increased the height. I will increase the width now. So line height I have given 36px. Let me make it to 32px. 32px will be good. So okay, so make it to 24px. If I make it to 24px, how will it be? No, not 20. Let it be 28px. I think this much will be enough. 28px will be enough. Fine. Now I will increase the width. So how much will be the width? Let's say 240 px. Each will take the width of 240 px, right? This much width it will take. Now text area, I have to write the CSS for text area. Text area means this one. Text area. So if I write the CSS for text area, first I have to give the width. Width will be same, 240px, right? And text align, text will be aligned as justified, right? And border will be none. I will remove the border. I will give background color, same background color, this color I will give, and I will also give border radius. How much? Let's say 4px. So let me see how it appears. Okay, so instead I can increase the width further. I will make it 100%. If I make it 100% width, then it will stretch this much to this much width, right? Now you can see how much it has stretched. So now what I will do, see here, this is the button, this is this button. This button type is also input, that is why it has taken this property. So separately I will call it by id selector. Okay, so I will write here button, button, and I will write the CSS for the button over here. So id button. See, so here I will write width, that will be not more than let's say 10px, right? Background color will be this one. Color will be white. So let's see. So button background color. So where this thing is placed, here, this thing is placed over here, right? So now go and check it out. So can you see? So inside the right div we have a table, inside the table we have td, inside the td we have this id. Now for this id we have written this line css with 100px, background color, that is darkish color, and text color will be white. See, fine. Now I will do one thing. If I go and increase the height of the td, if I make it 60px, so let me see how it appears. 60px, and for each of these this thing, the input, for each of this input, instead of 28px line height I will make it now 32px, and I will also add a box shadow. See, so 1px, 2px, shadow will be of this color. Now let us see how it appears. Fine. Now I will bring the table right at the center. How to do that? So now I will write this left div, and no, this is right div. So for this right div I will write here that display flex and align item center, justify content center. So if I do this thing, then you can see this thing will align right at the center, right? So now I think I have to increase the width little bit. I have to increase the width of the table. So table width, let me see how much was the width of the table. So field set width was 60%. If I make it to 70%, then how will it look? This thing came down, that is why I am writing. So I can do one thing. For this, that is TD, full name, contact number, if I write here table TD, right, table TD, that means the fast TD. So if I just write, let me check out. If I write here table child, one, now with, if I write with, let me see will it work or not, that I'm going to check just. So it is not working. So inside table is TD fast child. So I can do in another way. Instead of writing this, so here I will write, I will call a class left and name this lefty, right, and I will copy this thing to this row, right, here email, okay, all this thing I will add it, fine. Now LT, I will write the CSS code for LT. L lefty. Now this lefty is inside here. Inside the table, no? Inside the table we have lefty. So width will be 120 px. Just see. So inside the right div we have got the table. Inside the table we have got the lefty. So I have written the width, that will be of let's say 120 px. What I have done over here, I think instead of, if I write here form, let me see, just I'm going to check one thing, that if I write the width of the form, that is say 70% or say 80%, if I make it 100%, field set will be 100%, form will be 80%. So inside the form we have got the field set. So fine, okay. So make it inside the form is 70%. Inside the form we have got the field set, right? So let me see how it looks. So now it's okay, isn't it? Now if I remove this, will it work? Let me check once. Fine, I did not require to give this, so it is working fine. So now, okay, so what I have done, you can see over here, just go and check. Inside right div we have form, inside form we have field set, inside the field set we have got this table, right? Now just see over here, the field set has a width of 70% on the respect of the div, right div, and inside this form we have got the field set. Field set will automatically take full width, that is the width of the form, right? Okay, so inside the field set we have got the this table. If I remove this table width, then you can see what will happen. Table will be shortened. The table will be shortened. That I don't want. I want the table to be expanded. So let it be 100%. Now the table will be expanded, right? Now I will do one thing. I will remove the table border. Also I will remove the TD border. I don't need to show the border. And this is the button. I will add margin top of, let's say, 50 px. Now see how it appears. See. Okay, so I have got the shadow also. I can also apply shadow to here. So if I give a shadow, you can see I have taken a shadow, text shadow. This text shadow I will copy it for the text area also. If I give a shadow over here, it will also have a shadow. It will look like this. And if we want, let me have for 20 px margin top. That is for the button, right? For the button, fine. Okay, so I also can give a background color. So inside the right div, here I will add a background color. So let me have a light color, this color. Fine. So fine, you can see. So I've completed the page. So you can see home page. This is home page. If I move to about us page, so this is the about us page. And if I move to gallery page, this is the gallery page. Also have applied the hover effect in the gallery page. And last, this is the contact us page. So in the contact us page I have two parts. This is the left part, this is the right part. Here they can give query to the contact us page. So this is a simple looking complete website which today I have prepared using a very simple HTML tag and a very simple CSS property. All these things have been discussed in the earlier lecture in detail, and I have used all those accumulated lecture content, and I have just incorporated those to design this complete simple looking website. So this is very easy to design. I hope you have understood. So that's it for today's class. In the next class I will show you a one page layout, how you can design a one page complete website. So you can see here we have 4 pages. So this is a 4 pages layout, not one pages layout. This is a 4 page layout. In the next class I will show you how you can create a single page complete layout. In a single page you will have all the menus. It will navigate to each and every section, but that will be incorporated in a single page. It will have a long page layout, not a short skin layout. It will be a long page layout. We will have a vertical bar that will scroll up and down. So everything will be discussed in the very next lecture. So thank you for today, and if you have not subscribed this channel, you should subscribe the channel. You should share this lecture to your friends so that everybody will be benefited with this course. And do not forget to click the like button. In case if you like this video, please click the like button so that I will be motivated more to create more lecture like this. And thank you for watching. Goodbye for today.